Thomas. How are you?
Jonathan, I'm doing great. Hope you had a good Labor Day weekend. I know we skipped an episode, but here we are on towards the end of this week. So I figure we can jump in. We'll do round four, Trump versus Harris, logic versus emotion. So let's get off to the start of it. So what have you been seeing over the last week from your point of view?
It's been um, a lot of, a lot of everything. We are seeing Trump is regularly on TV taking questions,
Hmm.
which is what you want to see from a person that is trying to be president for the people.
Hmm.
On the flip side, you see Kamala Harris not doing as much, if any. I think I saw a little video that she's now wearing, sometimes she's wearing like earplugs, listening to stuff as she's going from the plane to the car or the car to the plane because she doesn't want to be asked questions. So she's looking like she's busy or talking. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, if you're looking for a person to put in power to represent the people of America, you want to be able to talk to the person. You want to be able to get questions asked, answered.
Hmm.
And I just don't see, again, I obviously now at this point I'm favoring Trump. So that's just my point of view,
Hmm.
based on what I'm seeing out there. There's just a lot of unknowns. I mean, at this point, I think it's, she's a wild card. You don't know what she's going to do. She's
Hmm.
flip-flopped all throughout the last few years. She went from bashing Joe Biden, saying he is this, that, and the third. And then as soon as he picked her, she said something like, well, we were debating each other. Of course, I'm going to talk bad about him. So,
Hmm.
what makes us think that she's just going to give us ear service and just tell us whatever we want to hear now? Right? I mean, that's
True.
that's
Totally
what
true.
you don't get, and what you may not understand or see until uh, if she's given that opportunity to be president. That I think will
Hmm.
be, in a rude awakening. She's against fracking. She's for fracking. She's,
Yeah.
has all these different criminal policies, the hardest DA, and all these other things. Just I don't know. Just very uh, not telling. And then with Trump, it's the opposite, right? He's telling us, over and over what he's looking to do. You go to both of their
Mhm.
websites. I'll do it after. You go to both of their websites. One of them is telling you exactly where they stand and what they. I mean, I'll put it here actually, just so we can
All
see.
right, you can bring them up. Sure, bring it up. Because when you do go to their websites, you go to Harris's website. It's just giving like a little, a biography of her. Not anything on her agenda, her platform, or anything what she's doing. Now you go to Trump's. Now Trump has, it's called Agenda 47. So you know what? You go there, you look at his website itself. All right, and you see there's all strong points there. What he's going to do. It's basically bullet points. Okay. And when you hit the portion, towards the bottom, okay, he's given out what is it, total of 20 bullet points. Okay. Then you click, read more about Trump's Republican platform, and it brings you to another page. It gives you a whole Word document of 16 pages, okay, of what he's going to do. And he
So
gives details of everything he's going to do. Now, when you go to,
this is what you want to
Kamala's
see,
website, yeah,
right?
yeah, it's meet Governor Tim Walz, and then the other page is
Uh,
meet Kamala Harris. There's
this is
nothing there.
this is the
By
first
the way, make
page.
sure you make a donation. Hey,
Like,
listen, get your credit card out. I want you to make a donation to Tim Walz, and because we need more tampons. Okay, we need more tampons in schools, and hopefully Tim can do that for us. Boys' rooms. We need them
there
in the boys' rooms, not the girls' rooms. The boys' rooms.
again, let's just think from I don't know what each person is. I mean, let's just imagine you don't know anything about any of them, right? You're coming to the table,
Correct.
you go to this website. Okay, so yes, I want to know a little bit about each of them, but join the campaign. What campaign? What are you running on, right? What are your policies? What are your where do you stand? All right, so I'm thinking,
Okay.
okay, maybe it's under here, right? I go to her
Mm-hmm.
page. Okay, great. I see that it's good. I get to know about her little pieces here and there, right? Of course, they're gonna,
Mm-hmm.
give you about them. Great. Okay, now, okay, let's see about him. We'll go to his page. Okay, his page very similar. It's gonna be all about him, what he's done for the country, serving. Good bios. Okay, I won't say anything about that. Let's go. Okay, take action. This must be where it is. This is going to be about everything, right? No, this is
No,
about going to events.
find an event near you and
Now,
volunteer.
store,
You know,
store. Okay, so it's not at the store, obviously. Buy.
yeah.
Okay,
Hmm.
so donate. It to me, it just doesn't make sense. You saw on Trump's page a lot of information about
Sure.
his platform, what
It's
he's
a
doing, what
tremendous,
he
a
stands for.
tremendous amount of information.
So you get it. You know what he's about. That's
Exactly.
what we as people of this country should be looking for.
As as voters in this country, responsible voters, okay? Be responsible. Don't be like looking, oh, I'm gonna vote for this woman. She's gonna, protect my rights, okay? And give away $25,000 for every new home buyer, okay? She going back to the flip flopping. It's not over the last few years she's been a flip flopper. Over the last few weeks she's been a huge flip flopper. A huge few days she's been a flip flopper. She now wants to build Trump's wall. She's using pictures of Trump's wall in her new advertisement. I'm like, how much are you going to flip flop? Is she looking to become the new definition of Webster's dictionary? When you look up flip flop, there's a picture of Kamala. Okay, is where we're heading to?
Right. I mean, that to me, that's a huge flaw, right? I mean, they both should have
Huge.
exactly what they stand for. What are they standing for? What do they look to do? Why you should trust both of them? And otherwise, what do you know? What do you like them because what? She's this, she's that, or he's this or that. Who cares about the person himself for right now? Let's just talk about the issues.
Mhm.
Look at what they're going to
You're
do to help
100%
you.
correct. Now, what you're saying there. Let's look at the issues. You just presented Donald J. Trump's website and Kamala Harris's website. So let's look at the logic and the emotions. Okay. Where's the logic of her website? Where's her platform? There is no platform. Where is Trump? Wow. Trump not only has 20 bullet points, click here for further information on Agenda 47. And then you look, there's a 16-page, document there. You just flip through it and start reading it, giving you more information. There's nothing on Kamala except a store, a little bio on her and Tampon Tim, and that's it. So again, logic versus emotion. Here we are, round 4, doing this. Okay, if we're scoring this as a boxing match, right now, Trump's ahead in 4 rounds to no rounds. That's what it comes down to. Logically, we're not picking sides, just logically.
Man, I really want to just pretend like I just saw them for the first time. I want to try and not play sides, but if you just look at these two sites, I truly don't know what she is all about, right? And I
Well,
clearly can see.
I think we do. I mean, we see the house she grew up in, who her father is. He's a Marxist. She grew up in a Marxist mentality. Tim Walz is a Marxist. Let's go to the other link of Tim Walz's family, okay? That mainstream media is not showing, okay? Very interesting. I have to go find this stuff, and it happens to be on the Gateway Pundit. Tim Walz's family actually endorses Trump. And let's go to the picture there, okay? Wow, look at that. How many family members we got in that picture? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got 8 of them. They're all supporting, Trump. This is Tim Walz's own family. His brother came out over the weekend. I think it was on Friday, or Labor Day weekend, stating, my brother's policies are dangerous. They're insane. I would not trust him at all. This speaks volumes. This is your family telling you that, the people of America, people of the world, it's just like, how much do you want to be bamboozled out there? I think, when I start talking to Democrats and they're just like, they don't know what policies they didn't like about Trump. Okay. Well, I just don't like him, his personality or whatever. I want to know about the policies. You know what? I cannot have a logical conversation with you. Do you just want to drink the Jim Jones fruit punch and just like be bamboozled? Because that's what's happening. You're being totally bamboozled, totally bamboozled. I mean, when you look at this, I mean, a picture speaks 1,000 words. Okay, that is just insane. That his family's doing this and putting it out there in public. They want the world to see. Hey, Waltz for Trump. I mean, what do you think about that yourself, Jonathan?
And I would hope that if any of us were looking to run for a position of any kind of cabinet for power, whatever it may be, I would hope that my entire family, from brothers, sisters, uncles, aunts, parents, sibling, any of them, I would hope that they would all be with me and who I want to go for and what I'm looking to do. The fact is that this is the world we live in. People have different, a
Mhm.
difference of an opinion, so they probably know him better than anyone else. They say. I don't think it's
Mhm.
his direct. It's not his father, mother. I think they said it's his cousins or something like that. I just read.
Sure, it's his cousins in Nebraska where he was, born and raised. But his own brother came out. His brother lives in Florida now. His brother's 7 years older than him, and his brother's saying that that's your immediate family. Okay.
So I think everyone should just be, really careful with how you judge things. I'm looking at it as this.
Hmm.
Like if I just came to the table today and I just looked at these two websites. The only thing I really care about is Trump and Harris because they're the ones that are going to be the main piece, right? What you're
Hmm.
saying about walls, I agree. It's weird that your own family is not going to take your side and be with you and support you, but at the same token, going back to Harris and Trump, I don't know what she stands for. If I'm looking at it from no other piece of information that I've ever heard, I just know that she's looking for money. She gave me a little bit of a bio about herself, and same with him.
Hmm.
I know what Trump
Hmm.
stands for. So if you're looking at the logic, you're looking at the problems. You're looking at what's hurting your family today, yourself today, economics, criminal, all the things that we all know are issues right now in the country. You know what Trump's looking to do. You do not
Hmm.
know what Harris is going to do. She may change, like we keep saying, flip flop. She may change her point of view or her stance or whatever it may be based on what she thinks people want to hear.
Hmm.
So to me, that's the part that we should all be very careful with. Let's not vote for Trump because he's a rich guy, or let's not vote for Kamala Harris because I believe she's a woman of Indian descent, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, West India. Yeah,
West
she's
Indies.
of
Okay.
Indian descent. Yeah.
So let's
Yeah.
not vote for either of those things. Let's vote for who they look to be for us. How are they gonna help us be a better country and help fix what we have right now? And that's all we really should
Hmm.
care about. You shouldn't not vote for Trump just because you don't like him. That because of how he
Yeah.
talks.
We need a Jonathan. We need a leader. That's
Yep.
what we need. Someone who's going to lead, be strong, be respected, and also be feared at the same time, not by his people, but by the enemies of of this nation. And that's what it comes down to. And that leads me into the next segment. Uh, Bring up the Brett Weinstein and Joe Rogan. Okay, so Brett Weinstein, who's a Democrat, okay, been a Democrat a long time, and he explains to Joe Rogan how the Democrats' quote unquote cheat margin works in elections. So, what's interesting here, Brett Weinstein has no intentions of voting for Kamala Harris, okay? But he's bringing up an example of one of the swing states, Michigan, of what's going on. Now, in Michigan, you have a Soros-backed Secretary of State who's Jocelyn Benson, and you also have the Michigan Attorney General Dana Nielsen. That's who it is. Okay, so George Soros is a domestic terrorist to the United States of America. Okay. Look who he's been funding, okay, over the last dozen years. He's all these major cities that are having problems to fund the police and all that. Got a lot of these district attorneys elected and state attorney generals. All right. So, for example, what Brett Weinstein was bringing up, he said in states like Michigan, you have 83 counties in Michigan, and there's a lawsuit that claims that 53 have more active registered voters than adult citizens over 18, and 23 registrations exceeding 90% of the adult citizens over 18. Doesn't take a mathematical genius to understand this is totally out of whack. This isn't like fraudulent. This is criminality, what's going on. This is pure domestic terrorism. A week and a half ago, we were speaking about Governor Abbott of Texas, how he took over 1 million voters off the rolls. There was just under 500,000 of dead. There were other people that shouldn't have been on there. but he took over, over a million. I think it was 1.1 million. Meanwhile, we had said in our conversation, we know the blue states aren't doing this, and definitely not the swing states. And sure enough, they're not. And they're trying to protect all this because this is going to be their cheating pad against the people, of this nation. So I don't care if you're Democratic, Republican. If your candidate gets in on a criminal way of getting in by cheating, we've all been cheated. As the people of this nation, we've been cheated, and it affects the people of the world. And that's the way you have to look at it. It's like you're in a classroom, you studied your ass off for an exam for the finals, but you had a couple of people that cheated and took the easy way out. Is that fair to you? No, not at all. It's not a sense of like, hey, I want my candidate to win at all costs. It doesn't work that way. You're going to cheat the Constitution, and you're cheating our country, and that's what's happening. And that's what these sons of bitches are doing, and that's exactly what they are. Back when the CIA, after 2011, they would capture terrorists, you'd hear they take them to a black site and they start waterboarding them. You know what? I like to take these sons of bitches and start waterboarding Soros and his son and everybody else. These attorney generals, okay? I like to see them waterboarded, and let's see what type of truth and honesty we get out of them, because I'm tired of this bullshit of what you do in our country. We're 62 days away from the election, and this is the game and the bullshit that's happening. I'm tired of this crap, and it's only going to keep building, and it's again, this falls into logic versus emotions, okay? What's going on as far as what Michigan, and this is only one little state that's happening, but it's an important state in the election. Thoughts, Jonathan?
I don't know why we as a country would have one of the most ridiculous voting systems out there. I mean, we're supposed to be the leader of the free world, and we knew, or we think, or whatever you may have thought, something happened. So even if, let's just say, last election there was no voter fraud at all, right? But let's say half of the
Mm-hmm.
America that voted thought there was. You should still want to 100% put down and say, like, this is why there is going to be no voting fraud going forward. All right, we already don't know what happened last time. Let's just say maybe it was, maybe it wasn't, but going forward, we're going to know 100% that everything is done the right way, and every state should want this. Not every party should want this, not Republicans, Democrats, everyone. Because if you're not having valid votes, then really it's obviously it's not fair. Your vote doesn't count. So really, what are we doing? If we switch flip the switch, and it was the other side, Democrats would be going crazy as well. So why not just make it for everyone that we're gonna have a system that is 1000% legit, right? You have to have,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you have to have ID. I mean, literally, you can't open a bank account with that ID. You can't buy liquor with that ID. You can't buy cigarettes. So why could you vote without it? It makes no sense.
Of
Uh,
course.
so to me, I mean, it's the most important part of this being a part of this country. You vote for who you want. So you should have the paperwork, the documents, whatever it may be to have it. And if you don't,
Yeah.
you have 3.5, 4 years to get it for the next time, right?
And
Um,
and also on top of that, the early elections are starting already in some states, okay? And it's going to happen in a few more states next week. I think that's ridiculous. Election day should be election day, and that's the way it should be. If you have an absentee ballot, then you do the right way of mailing it in. But they're just going to keep as long as they get away with this, with these mail-in ballots and this early voting, they're controlling the narrative, and that's not healthy for us as we, the people of this country. I don't care what side of the political spectrum you sit on. It's not the constitutional way of doing things, and that's what it comes down to. And we know Tuesday, September 10th, is going to be the debate and it probably is going to be the only debate because Kamala doesn't want to debate Trump. Okay, so she's going to have the Marxist media of ABC, hopefully like giving her whispers in her ear and letting her know what's going to go on. But I think she's going to falter. It's going to be, they're going to cut off the mic, supposedly, kind of how the Trump and Biden debate was there back in the spring. So let's see what happens. And that's going to be on Tuesday night. We're going to report back on that. So we'll report next week. Other than that, listen, I'm pretty much done. Do you have anything else to add?
let's just
All right.
keep paying
Listen.
attention.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, listen. you know what? Keep your eyes and ears open, and be informed. Don't be informed by mainstream media. Look at other avenues, okay? And watch who's actually giving you this information. That's what it comes down to. Anyway, listen, everybody, please subscribe if you haven't. Hit that thumbs up and share. You guys have a great weekend. Take care.